Today on People Now, fans rally around Alex Trebek after his shocking stage 4 cancer announcement.
Find out how Luke Perry was honored by his hit TV show Riverdale.
R. Kelly arrested again after that bombshell interview with Gayle King. We have the newest details.
It's a Mean Girls flashback with Lacey Chabert, plus what you need to know about her new show.
And
now there are new gods growing in America.
Clashes between the old and new gods are getting intense. Ricky Whittle is here with details about the highly anticipated second season of American Gods.
It's live today on People Now. Let's go.
Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to People Now. Already Thursday.
I know.
In some ways,
Thursday
flying by.
feeling, almost Friday.
You can feel the weekend creeping up in a good way. It means, though, that we're celebrating this week's couch surfing guest, our guy Chiwetel Ejiofor, taking a walk down memory lane in this week's episode.
He was awesome when he came in. Well, in honor of him, we want to know, what's your favorite Chiwetel role? Are you a hopeless romantic who fell for him in Love Actually? Maybe you're a fan of Doctor Strange. There's the classic 12 Years a Slave, and of course, American Gangster. He has quite a range in these projects. So vote in our People poll or just tweet us your answer with the hashtag PeopleNow.
Honestly, such a talented actor.
Yeah.
We were really lucky to have him here. We'll check in on those results and get a sneak peek of his couch surfing episode in just a bit. But for now, here's what you need to know and what's trending today. We begin with this. Watch.
I'm crying because you guys don't know the truth. You guys are believing some facade that our parents are saying. This is all lies for money. And if you can't see that, you're ignorant and you're stupid as because you want to be.
So emotional, so many new developments in this R. Kelly controversy since Wednesday. That's 21-year-old Asriel Clary getting emotional in a sit-down interview with Gayle King on CBS this morning. This comes just one day after an explosive interview with R. Kelly addressing the allegations against him and his charges of 10 counts of aggravated criminal sexual abuse. King sat down with Clary and 23-year-old Joycelyn Savage, who both live with Kelly and say they are his girlfriends. Throughout the interview, the women became increasingly frustrated, saying that Kelly is not holding them against their will and has not brainwashed them into an unhealthy and controlling relationship. Both Savage and Clary insisted that their parents are speaking out against Kelly because of financial motivations, even saying that her parents encouraged her to make sexual videos with R. Kelly to later use as blackmail. During the interview, King asked about the nature of their current sexual relationship with R. Kelly, but Clary declined to comment on that and their sex life. Later on, she insisted that she did not have sex with Kelly while she was 17 years old, an allegation her father asserted to King on Wednesday. Now, Savage agreed with Clary, saying both our parents are basically out here trying to get money and scam. Now, Savage's parents are continuing to go public in an attempt to regain contact with their daughter, who they say they haven't talked to in 2 years. Take a look at this.
It was emotionally disturbing for all of us. I sit there and I want to not just pray for my daughter, but pray for Mr. Kelly to get some type of healing.
We won't stop until we have our answers and make sure your well-being is okay and that you're safe and sound.
So while Savage's parents were speaking out Wednesday, R. Kelly was headed to court for a hearing over unpaid child support. After the 1-hour hearing, Kelly ended up back under arrest, walking out of the closed-door courtroom with his hands cuffed, where he was then escorted to Cook County Jail. Now, that's just 2 weeks after he was first arrested on the sexual abuse charges and just hours after clips of his explosive interview with Gayle King were televised. During that interview, R. Kelly addressed his unpaid child support. Take a look at this.
How can I pay child support? How? If my ex-wife is destroying my name and I can't work, how can I work? How can I get paid? How can I take care of my kids? How?
Your ex-wife
Use your common sense.
Your ex-wife says you abused her, Robert.
13 lying.
R. Kelly clearly distressed there. At this point in the interview, he was crying, screaming, darting back and forth and unable to focus and engage with Gayle King. Kelly was back in court Wednesday to speak with Judge Lori Rosen, who told Kelly last month that he'd be jailed if he didn't pay his back child support. He entered the courtroom in a blue suit and Gucci sunglasses. Kelly, who has 3 children with his ex-wife, owes over $160,000. His publicist, Daryl Johnson, says the singer brought around $60,000, but the judge wasn't satisfied, given that Kelly is still living in Trump Tower. According to the Chicago Tribune, Kelly appeared happy when he first arrived, but is now being held until he pays back the $160,000 in its entirety. Now, if you remember, R. Kelly's initial $100,000 bail was paid for by a Chicago woman, 47-year-old Valencia Love, who identified herself as a friend to the Chicago Sun-Times. Both Clary and Savage appeared in court to support R. Kelly. You can see them walking in together here, holding each other. Again, this morning, they told CBS they are in love with R. Kelly and support him. Now, it's unclear as to whether Kelly will be able to pay back this back-due child support, so as of now, he'll remain behind bars. His next court date is March 13th. To add to the pile of developments with R. Kelly and charges and allegations, the singer is now also under investigation in the city of Detroit, as according to CBS reports. Police Chief James Craig says the department is eagerly awaiting to speak to the alleged victim. The person's alleging that R. Kelly first had sex with her when she was only 13 years old. Detroit detectives are looking into allegations that Kelly and the girl first engaged in sexual intercourse at an undisclosed hotel in December of 2001. The woman also alleging that Kelly later transmitted her herpes when she was 17 years old. So much to unpack there. Check out people.com for more details. Now watch this.
Just like 50,000 other people in the United States each year, this week I was diagnosed with stage 4 pancreatic cancer. Now, normally, the prognosis for this is not very encouraging, but I'm going to fight this.
A lot of people reacting to this news. Jeopardy host Alex Trebek revealing the sad news of his diagnosis with cancer. Trebek added that he plans to keep working as host of the beloved game show throughout his fight. He was optimistic in acknowledging the odds up against him.
I plan to beat the low survival rate statistics for this disease. Truth told, I have to, because under the terms of my contract, I have to host Jeopardy for 3 more years. So help me, keep the faith, and we'll win.
Yeah, I love his sense of humor about the whole thing. Immediately after the 78-year-old's announcement, an outpouring of well wishes were sent Trebek's way. His longtime friend and Wheel of Fortune host Pat Sajak tweeted out in part, "There's no one I know who is stronger and more determined, and I would never bet against him. We and the entire country are pulling for you, Alex." Some other famous faces expressed their support for Trebek, like Stephen King, Katie Stevens, Chris Harrison, actor Ken Jeong, with Jeong tweeting, "You are my hero." Trebek even got a shout out from Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau, who tweeted, "Keep fighting, Alex. Canadians are rooting for you." The Ontario-born Trebek has hosted Jeopardy for 35 years and told People back in January that he had no plans of retiring anytime soon. Trebek also opened up to People about his marriage. He's been married to his wife, Jean, for 29 years. They share a son and a daughter together, both in their 20s. Trebek told People that he wishes he would have met Jean sooner, so they would have had more time together. And we, of course, are wishing him all the best. Our thoughts are with him and his family during this very difficult fight. All right, moving on to this. Jason Priestley is speaking out for the first time since Luke Perry's death. On Thursday morning, Priestley posted a picture on Instagram with his former 90210 co-star smiling wide for the camera, proving the strength of their 3-decade-long friendship. Priestley added a lengthy caption to pay tribute to Perry, who died on Monday after suffering a massive stroke 5 days earlier. Priestley wrote in part, "My dear friend of 29 years, Luke Perry, was one of those truly special people who really cared. Luke was not only a star, he was an incredibly bright light that was extinguished far too soon, and that is why I and so many others are in so much pain today. The candle that burns twice as bright only burns for half as long. You burned oh so brightly, Luke. Good night, sweet prince." Priestley played Brandon Walsh on the original Beverly Hills 90210, and his character was a close friend of Perry's character, Dylan McKay. He joins several other 90210 cast members who've also paid tribute to the late actor. The CW show Riverdale aired its latest episode on Wednesday, just 2 days after Luke Perry's death. Perry, of course, played Archie's dad, Fred Andrews, in that hit series. And that episode featured appearances from Perry, including a scene where Fred heroically comes to his son's rescue after Archie was attacked in their home. Now, at the end of the episode, viewers saw a touching tribute dedicated to Perry with a black screen reading simply, "In Memoriam, Luke Perry, 1966 to 2019. On Monday, production on Riverdale was halted in the wake of Perry's sudden death. Production remained suspended on Tuesday, and in a statement to People, series executive producers said the cast and crew were deeply saddened by the loss, and they added, "Luke was everything you would hope that he would be, an incredibly caring, consummate professional with a giant heart and a true friend to all, a father figure and mentor to the show's young cast. Luke was incredibly generous, and he infused the set with love and kindness." Perry joined the show during its first season. He's appeared in almost every single episode. Riverdale is currently in its 3rd season. Well, guys, if multiple sclerosis has taught Selma Blair one thing, it's to appreciate every moment in life, even the bad ones. The actress is getting even more candid about her battle with MS, sharing a throwback photo on Instagram of herself while she was experiencing an MS flare. She says she was at an outdoor dinner with a friend in Florida at the time and that she didn't know what was happening, but she says she remained positive and continued trying to enjoy her night. In the post, she writes in part, "All we have is right now. This is the past, but I remember knowing to just feel the warmth and the breeze. The gift of this trip, under the table my leg was dead. I couldn't stay awake and my right hand couldn't find my mouth, but I was happy." Blair goes on to reveal her 7-year-old son Arthur was sitting next to her while she wrote the post. She opened up about how his presence helps her focus on the important things. She added, "My son is asleep next to me. I hear his breathing, that of a tender soul, a young boy who will wake full of energy. I'm going to curl up next to him because that is what this wonderful life can bring, the now I love. So good night." She went public about her MS diagnosis back in October of 2018 and has since been really open about her journey ever since. Andrea, she's been very positive, very inspiring throughout this whole journey.
Yeah, I mean, if you remember, she was so brave for doing her Good Morning America interview with Robin Roberts during a flare-up, which I think is really bringing, this awareness to the disease. And a lot of people are suffering with this, and I feel like it's very inspiring.
Yeah, we're so glad to hear that she's doing well. She's fighting strong. She seems happy. We wish her all the best. And now, Andrea, you have more for us in Star Treks.
Yes, I do. We are kicking off Star Treks today with one celeb's perfect comeback to being made into a meme. Kate Beckinsale is on a clapback streak, this time in response to a meme that criticized her recent PDA with Pete Davidson at a New York Rangers hockey game. So we all know this photo by now. There's Kate and Pete with Queer Eyes Anthony sitting awkwardly next to them during their very public makeout sesh. The photo caused the internet to go wild, leading to a stream of memes. Kind of looks like he's a little dazed there. Well, one of the memes caught the attention of Kate. The photo suggests Kate was with Pete because Anthony represented wholesome guys, while Pete was guys with problems from childhood. But the actress was quick to point out that wasn't exactly why she chose to lock lips with Pete. She commented on the meme with the perfect response, saying, "Anthony is gay, if that helps clarify at all." And also, maybe she's dating Pete, right? This isn't Kate's first clapback in response to the Pete dating rumors. After they were spotted cuddling together at the Golden Globes, an Instagram commenter wrote, "Dear heavens, Kate, not Pete Davidson," on a throwback photo of Kate's mother, to which Kate cleverly responded, "No, that's my mother, but easy mistake." In another instance, Kate posted a photo of herself posing next to a picture of the late Freddie Mercury. One fan commented asking if the painting was of Pete, and Kate's response was, "Great eye." So keep shutting down those haters, Kate. And you know what? Keep making out. I like the PDA.
Yeah, she's
we love the
back though,
snarky
right?
comebacks, yeah. All right, moving on to this. Chiwetel Ejiofor is the latest celeb to swing by couch surfing to take a look back at some of his most beloved performances. So we had to talk about his iconic role as Solomon Northup in 12 Years a Slave, which earned him an Oscar nod. Take a look.
Was it hard to shed Solomon, or did he stay with you?
It took me a little while, even in a kind of practical sense of just kind of coming out of that experience, of just being able to kind of turn up at dinner parties and not just be talking about man's inhumanity to man, Like, it took me a little while to just sort of, re-enter society.
I can't even imagine.
It was kind of an interesting time. But eventually it happened. I'm okay now.
You're okay
in
now?
case you're having a dinner party.
I can invite you over for a dinner party,
That would be
a
nice,
brunch, perhaps.
So Chiwetel has really proven he can do it all, including rom-coms. He's got a big range here. Love Actually has become a holiday classic, and he talked about why he thinks it has remained relevant and so loved. Watch.
Why do you think this film remains so beloved?
Because it's so, fully romantic and optimistic, and I think people do look for that, And I mean, they looked for it then when the film came out. They look for it now. I mean, maybe even more so now. People want to kind of engage with things that are optimistic and light and have a lot of positivity.
Now, we can all use a little positivity around the holidays. I love that movie. Now, we recently chatted with Chiwetel on People Now, discussed his upcoming film and directorial debut, The Boy Who Harnessed the Wind. Also very different from Love Actually.
And he's
I love that
very
he can do
passionate about it.
everything. He is. You can watch him dive into a bunch of his other roles when Couch Surfing drops on PeopleTV this Friday. And those are your Star Treks for today.
All right, guys, stay with us. Ben Affleck trained with real-life Special Forces ops for his latest movie. He's telling us what that whole experience was like. Plus, in case you missed it, we're breaking down everything that happened in the Real Housewives universe this week. There is a lot to get to. Feuds, printed out text messages for evidence the receipts were there, and so much more, including Puppygate. Stick around.
All right, let's check in on our People poll results so far. We've been asking about your favorite Chiwetel Ejiofor role in honor of his couch surfing episode this week. So let's see.
12, of course. 12 years a slave.
I mean, that's
so powerful, lots of Oscars attention. I'm not surprised.
He's getting some love for Love Actually and Doctor Strange as well.
Like we said, super talented, such a range.
And he's very nice.
He was one of our favorites in a long time. Keep voting in our People poll. Now we move on to this.
You've been shot 5 times for your country, and you can't even afford to send your kids to college. I got a job for you.
I'm retired.
Fish?
I need a pilot.
I got the new baby now. This can change you and that baby's life forever. We finally get to use our skills for our own benefit.
All right, let's do it.
This looks intense. Woo. That was from the new Netflix movie Triple Frontier, starring Ben Affleck, Oscar Isaac, Charlie Hunnam, Garrett Hedlund, and Pedro Pascal.
They play former Special Forces ops looking to steal millions of dollars from a drug lord in South America. I gotta say, this cast got really in shape. They are ready for action for this.
No wonder the internet dubbed them the sexiest cast alive. As soon as the trailer dropped, well, we asked the cast how they felt about the honor. Here's their reaction.
It feels truthful. I'm not. Were they were including you in it? Yeah, you were part of that? Yeah. Oh no, fine. No, it was before this other period.
All right, now the movie's action scenes required some intense training. The cast actually worked with real Special Forces personnel to get in shape. Ben Affleck told us the experience was a little daunting. Watch this.
Interestingly, it wasn't so much about like you're gonna do this many push-ups and run this many miles on a hike with a pack, as much as it was about trying to be, to simulate the degree of excellence that these people had in their chosen field, which was being warriors. And that was incredibly impressive, really daunting. I mean, it was a little bit like walking onto a basketball court with LeBron James and him saying, like, you're gonna look like me in 2 weeks, So we tried our best, but we were, I think, all acutely aware of how much we fell short.
I mean, I guess that's the magic of movies. Watching the trailer doesn't feel like they fell short at all. Triple Frontier is in select theaters now and will drop on Netflix March 13th. All right, now watch this.
Gradually, they abandoned us. Old, forgotten gods. Now there are new gods growing in America.
I can't believe it.
And they want to destroy us. War's a coming, Shadow. I have a big role for you.
That's a look at American Gods Season 2. This is a show about a clash between old gods and new gods in America. Joining us now is Ricky Whittle, who plays the lead role of Shadow Moon on the show. Thanks for being here.
Thank you very much for having me.
Cool real name, Ricky Whittle, real name, and your character name as well, Shadow Moon. I mean,
he's got a better name than me.
Yeah, a little bit.
Kids at school used to call me Whittle Ricky. I don't know why I said that, because now that's going to be a thing. Please don't be a thing.
Please don't be a thing. Look at me now, kind of thing?
No. I wanted to keep my name, because I always wanted teachers that told me I was never going to amount to anything to know it was
That's
me.
right, like here we are.
It looks like that lazy kid we had in school, but different name.
Is doing something. Name. And by the way, you guys have really kept fans waiting for Season 2. 2 years or so between the seasons. Some people left the show. Was there ever a moment, though, that you had a doubt, like, is this even going to happen? I mean,
no,
you always felt it.
No, for sure. I mean, the book was written by Neil Gaiman and released in 2001, and it is world famous. It was translated into 30 different languages around the world, award-winning. So we've got the source material. It's going to be fantastic. And then you've got the best ensemble on TV. You have an incredible cast, Orlando Jones, Ian McShane, Pablo Schreiber. I mean, there we are.
So many great,
It's incredible. It's endless. And so when you've got that much talent together, then why would they not?
Of course.
Yeah.
So it's just about making it right. We want quality, not quantity.
Yeah.
So we would rather be patient, make sure we got all the pieces in the right spot, and then come back strong.
Love that.
Season 2 is bigger and stronger.
Yeah, you said Season 2 is better, and the finale is going to blow fans away. So why do you say that?
Because this is a thinker. We've introduced the world and the players in Season 1, and we've taught you how to watch our show. Now you can just enjoy it, and as you become more invested in those characters and their journeys, you start to care more, and so things are going to mean more when they start to happen. So without spoiling stuff, the emotions are more
You said it's trippy, right?
It does get really trippy sometimes, because we watch it through Shadow's eyes, and he's in a world of gods and leprechauns and dead wives, and he doesn't believe in any of them. So he's confused, our audience is confused, and once we start to figure it out,
So many cool things about the show. It goes into the history of how all these old gods came to America. They bring their cultural sort of influences as well.
Yeah.
Is there a bit of a nod here to sort of, hey, America, the nation of immigrants and the history of the country? Can we read into?
No, you can read into whatever you want, and that's the beauty of the show is we're not taking sides. We're just shining a light on all the beautiful diversity that we have in this country.
Absolutely.
America is great because of all these beautiful flavors that we have here, and what our show is able to do, besides just entertain a great story, thanks to Neil Gaiman and everyone involved, is show the beauty of all these different cultures and genders and faiths and beliefs and just educate. You know, I feel like fear comes through a lack of education, and if we're able to shine a beautiful light on and show the beauty of everyone, maybe we can kind of, you know, educate people into not being so scared.
Yeah, and then, you know, the show focuses a lot on faith and also the new gods, kind of technology versus the old gods, more based in religion, mythologies. Why is this an intriguing storyline to you, especially nowadays?
Just because it hits home, you know. I mean, it's called American gods, but it could easily be English gods, you know, Australian gods, Asian gods, whatever. It's just the story was based in America because Neil Gaiman traveled America, and this is what he saw. So it's, even if you don't like fantasy and sci-fi, it's relatable because you have characters like Shadow Moon and Salim, who's our Muslim character who's traveling around and this world is being shown to him. There's a beautiful scene in season 1 where Shadow's talking to his wife, Laura, about her adultery and their relationship and her coming back. And you forget that one of them's dead. It's just a beautiful scene, and that's what the show is about. It's extraordinary people in ordinary circumstances.
Yeah, really compelling storytelling. The visuals are great. The aesthetic of the show is fantastic. The show, based off, as you mentioned many times, a best-selling book by Neil Gaiman. He took this road trip across America. Have you ever done that? And would you be up for it? And which co-star would you like to take? It's a multi-part question.
I'll tell you who I wouldn't take. Orlando Jones.
Oh, really? Okay, that's the opposite of what I thought.
He's the funniest person I've ever met in my life, and I'd have to stop every 5 minutes for a toilet break.
You posted a video with him, right? This video of saying that you'd stolen his phone. I think we actually have a quick look at it here, and then we'll talk about it.
There's definitely some prank wars going on
yeah, let's watch. Here it comes. Here it comes.
I know that I've stolen his phone. See how long it takes to figure that out.
How long did it take him to realize this?
I love him. It was a few hours. I'm impressed because, like, I would have thought he'd been attached, but he's so involved with the fans, and like he was just. I kept looking at him. He's just talking to fans constantly. I'm just using his phone to film himself doing stuff, and I'm just like, he has no idea. But it's Orlando Jones. Of course he knows.
Yeah, he's been, and he's so funny.
He's been around. He knew. So we were just in the car, and it slipped out of his pocket, and I just swiped it like. Any normal person would give it back, and I'm not a normal person.
Not a normal guy.
I know, you mentioned prank wars. What are some of the other things that you guys do with pranks?
Musa Kraish is a terrible human being. He plays the djinn.
All these awful people you work with.
Yeah, I mean, but I always feel like a step ahead. I feel like Mr. Wednesday at this point. So I plastered Pablo Schreiber and Kristen Chenoweth's trailers with pictures of myself as a welcome. You know, like, welcome to the show. It's me.
I mean, no one's complaining, right?
Yeah, right.
Well, Kristen got me back because she plastered my trailer with her album cover.
Oh, nice. Okay.
So it's good PR for her. She's really genius. I love that woman. But Musa did the same in season 2 and posted my whole trailer full of pictures of himself. So.
Okay. That's like the running theme.
Yeah, so I filled up lots of bottles of water and placed them in his trailer, leading from the toilet all the way back to the door, so that he couldn't use his restroom.
So this is an ongoing. Yeah, it's kind of like
it goes on, and we're just trying to go up each other.
We stalked your Instagram a little. We know you like to travel. Also saw this picture of you just chilling with a cheetah cub, right? I think we have the picture.
Look at this.
Tell us the story behind this.
No, I mean, I was doing a Comic-Con over in South Africa, and there's this beautiful place that just kind of look after animals that have been endangered or injured in any way and would struggle to live in the wild. And so they have this huge area, like acres and acres, for these guys to just run wild and keep them safe, because it's incredible, 2019, and we're still worried about poachers.
Right.
You know, when are people going to learn that these beautiful animals are not there to be hunted?
Yeah.
Just leave them alone. And So seeing these beautiful animals, elephants and rhinos in their own environment, just living
I'd love to
life,
do that.
It was a magical
adventure
trip.
goals here.
Yeah.
Yeah, if I could recommend anywhere, go and see wildlife in its own environment.
Yeah.
So orca killer whales up in Vancouver. Just none of the bent fins. They were just like a pod of orcas. You know, there was a little calf in there. Most beautiful thing. I like to be masculine and real manly, but.
I think it's masculine to care about animals.
Yeah,
that's fine.
I saw it, and they came under the boat, and they came up the other side and went on their way, and I teared up a bit, and I was like,
Aww.
"You crying, Ricky?
Yeah.
No."
I'm not crying. You're crying.
I want to talk about this. You've said that you think you'd be a good fit to play James Bond.
Hey, that's
right?
that's a lie. I'm getting so much abuse.
I can see it. I can hear it. I can see it.
No. I get asked questions about various projects, and you know, as an actor, you just want to work with great people on great projects. And you know, any kid growing up, you know, you want to be a race car driver, a pilot, a scientist, or whatever you want to do. As an English kid who got into acting, James Bond's an incredible role. Of course you'd want to. It's a fantastic franchise.
We're running with it. Absolutely.
Yeah,
there he is, right here.
Confirmed it, so.
Hey, before we let you go, we want to debut a brand new game. Are you willing to do this with us?
Debut?
Yeah, brand new. It's inspired by you voicing a character in the video.
Confidence here.
You voiced a character in a video game, NBA 2K19. So we're calling this shooting the shiz. Let's stand up. Here we go.
All right.
Let's stand up and come over to. We just so happen to have a little basketball.
As if by magic.
Okay, this is just you. You have to shoot.
Oh, just me?
Yes,
Yeah, this is you.
get
Step
5
on up.
shots. Now, if you miss, you have to tell us a fun fact about yourself or an embarrassing story.
Okay, on the spot. Ready?
Wow, no.
3.
What? Just what? Do
2.
Am I allowed 1?
1, and the man shoots. Let's see. 5. Okay, he misses the first. All right, embarrassing story or a little known fact.
I nearly peed myself on set of American Gods. We were shooting season 1. We had rain machines, so it was 4 o'clock in the morning in Canada, April, freezing cold, rain machines. So they put me in a wetsuit to try and keep the warmth in. I then had a suit. I forgot I was wearing said wetsuit underneath.
Yeah.
Real suit.
Yeah.
Went to the toilet. I'm like a Ken doll.
No way of getting out.
Is in the back. So
but did make you warmer on the spot, so it works. It's great. Okay, second shot. Here we go. Before we run out to shot number 2, 3, 2, and oh!
What is going on?
Harder.
Use my feet.
It's hard.
Harder than it looks, everyone.
Sometimes it's better to bank it.
All right, another one. So
Another
embarrassing
fun
story or
fact
fun fact?
Fun fact. I'm obsessed with cars. And anything American. So I ride a Harley Davidson and I have a 1967 Mustang.
Nice. All right. Third shot. Here we go. Here we go.
Love you, America. Love you and your toys. Loving you and your toys. Notice I won't pick the green one up.
Yeah, that's okay. The red one's the key here.
No, actually, no. I've missed every single time. Okay.
Oh.
3 down. By the way, glad you just voiced a character on NBA 2K.
I was trying before.
It wasn't based on any real skills.
He was an ex-NBA.
Okay, got it.
So
was that the last one? Okay, that's all we have time for. So give us the final fun fact or something embarrassing.
Final fun fact. I have a huge crush on Kristen Chenoweth.
Ooh. Do you guys sing together ever?
No,
do you have a voice?
She sang on set.
Does she know this? Does she know you have a crush?
She does. I proposed, and she rejected me.
So, but you're not a singer.
I can sing, but I would definitely not say I'm a singer.
Not with her.
No,
okay.
I'm not a singer. Unless you make money from that, I don't think you can say you're a singer.
Unless you get paid for it.
Yes.
So great to have you here.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
You guys can catch the season 2 premiere of American Gods Sunday, March 10th on Starz. Check it out.
Don't you see? It's a puzzle. The puzzle writer is probably trying to send a message to whoever comes looking. Curiosity killed the cat.
Tess, the world is not a puzzle, and everything in it isn't a clue.
Okay, maybe to you it isn't. I'm just trying to say Abigail Krebs is clearly just an alias for whoever is writing these puzzles.
And the last time I checked, impersonating a puzzle writer wasn't a crime.
Well, it turns out if you're addicted to crosswords and mysteries, we have a movie for you. That was a clip from Lacey Chabert's upcoming movie, Crossword Mysteries, A Puzzle to Die For, on Hallmark Movies and Mysteries.
So Lacey plays a crossword puzzle editor and talked to us about why this role caught her attention. She also revealed her crossword solving skills or lack thereof. Watch.
It was my 17th movie for Hallmark.
There's a little bit of a track record in a relationship.
No big
they trust
deal.
you
A little
with
bit
the brand.
of a relationship. Love working for them. but it's my first time to do a mystery on Hallmark Movies and Mysteries. So I had been wanting to do one for a while, and when this idea came along, I was so excited to collaborate on it because it's something different. And it's co-created by Will Shortz, who is the crossword editor of the New York Times, and I play a character inspired by someone like him. I love how she sort of inserts herself in the investigation just because she's curious and she's incredibly smart. And Brendan Elliott plays a police detective who can't, help but can't deny that she's actually useful. And he kind of, reluctantly lets her be involved. And he and I have done a bunch of movies together for Hallmark before, and I was so excited to work together with him again. And it's just something different, a little more serious, a little more edgy, a little, more thoughtful, but yet there's still the banter, and so I think there's still some comedy to be found.
What's your confidence level with crosswords? Like, are you a pro with them, or are they hard for you?
Oh, no, they're hard for me.
like a week
Even
later,
after
like,
playing
what
this character, I'm like, I'm just an actor.
Yeah.
I don't write crosswords now.
Lacey, you gotta try People Magazine's crossword. They're so fetch.
Oh, Mean Girls, here she did. Lacey is arguably known best for her role as Gretchen Wieners in Mean Girls, so we had to chat about the iconic movie and get her take on the new Broadway show.
Oh my gosh, it was amazing. And it was very surreal, actually, for me to see, a character that I had portrayed in this new way. And Ashley Park did such a wonderful job. The whole cast was amazing. It was funny. It made me laugh. It kind of made me tear up at the end. It actually has a beautiful message. Yeah, I recommend people go see it.
No,
It's great.
I'm friends with Ashley Park, and
You are?
Yeah, she kills it. She's so good in it.
She was amazing, and I've kept in touch with her since the show premiered, and I didn't know if I'd make it to New York in time to see it, and I was so happy I did.
And I saw you guys did a little video of like the Gretchen Wieners together.
Yes, she asked me to say that so fetch.
Yeah.
Resistant.
Was there
didn't
people? I would think that fans would recognize you, like in the audience, and think this is so surreal. Were people coming up to you and being like, "Wait, this is crazy! That is the musical and like
that
the
would
original."
actually be for a fan. That would be mind blowing.
A few people came up, but everyone was lovely and nice, and yeah, it was a really, really fun night. I want to see it again.
Yeah, Lacey Chabert saw Mean Girls on Broadway, so I saw Mean Girls on Broadway.
All right, that's enough Mean Girls lines. Comments. We're done. Lacey mentioned early on that Crossword Mysteries is her 17th Hallmark movie. So before we let her go, we decided to see just how many of those movies she could remember. How'd she do? Check it out. 30 seconds to the clock.
Ready, set, go!
Elevator Girl, Matchmaker Santa, Color of Rain, All of My Heart, A Royal Christmas, All of My Heart in Love, All of My Heart, The Wedding, A Christmas Melody, A Wish for Christmas, Family for Christmas, Crossword, Mysteries, Love, Romance, and Chocolate, Love on Safari,
10 seconds left. There's a Valentine one.
My Secret Valentine.
There's also
a Vermont one.
Moonlight in Vermont.
There's a Safari one.
I did one. Love on Safari. Love on Safari.
Okay. Pride, Prejudice, Mistletoe.
But that was very impressive.
I have no idea how many you got. I think she got them all, guys. Oh my.
Do I win a prize?
Unbelievable.
You get
Yes.
a Hallmark card. Bring it in. Your first one ever.
If she thinks for a second that she's going to be sanctimonious to me or self-righteous, it's certainly not going to help to mend our relationship.
It's done.
You
know
It's
what?
done.
Maybe she'll come to her senses on her own. Listen, I know some of
I
her
don't
other
want to
friends.
have her in my life right now. Right now, I don't think we both need space.
I'm not going to apologize to a woman who offended me, hurt me. Right now, I'm still not healed. I don't need a trigger. I really don't need a trigger. With that being said, can you pass the guacamole?
Yes.
Don't let that nice, serene swimming pool environment fool you. Last night's premiere of The Real Housewives of New York City was dramatic, and it was pretty hilarious. We're about to break down that, plus all the highlights from the four new episodes of Housewives that aired this week, including New Jersey's season finale.
And here to dish on everything from the chic to the bleak within the Real Housewives world are People's Housewives experts, news reporter Dave Quinn, and joining us from LA, PeopleTV producer Sam Belikov.
Woo! Thanks, guys, for being here.
So much to break down in that clip. Let's get to it. The Luann-Dorinda feud is heating up. Sam, what is your take on it?
I mean, the thing is, that clip is so emblematic of New York itself and why New York, in my opinion, is like the crown jewel of the Real Housewives franchise. I love all of them, but when New York is on fire, it can't be touched. And Dorinda and Luann are two of the favorites of not just New York, but the franchise. So seeing them kind of, create these sides. I mean, in this clip, you see that it's gonna be a thing for a while, and it's interesting. Luann famously doesn't hold a grudge, though. She even said right before that moment, she said, like, if Dorinda just calls me, I'll be fine. So I think this is something that kind of will be resolved. I do think that.
Well, we'll see about that whole grudge thing, because it might be put to the test. Dave, besides the Dorinda and Lou drama, the episode dealt with Bethany just a few weeks after the death of her ex, Dennis. Look, this is something for her to have to really work through. We're seeing it some on the show. How do you think she copes as the season moves forward?
Well, I definitely think she carries it with her. You know, Bethany is a very emotional person, and she really struggled a lot with the death of her ex-boyfriend, Dennis Shields. He died in August 2018, and this was filmed just a couple of weeks later. And she talks in the premiere about how she's still really coming to terms with that loss, how she has so many unanswered questions about it, but ultimately she knows that he's gone and there's nothing she can do. Adding another layer to this is the fact that her 8-year-old daughter, Bryn, had a relationship with Dennis. And in the premiere, this really heartbreaking moment happened where Bryn actually texted Dennis, and she read the text messages that Bryn had sent after Dennis had died.
Oh, wow. Really emotional.
It was really, really heartbreaking. So I think that's going to really carry through to a lot of her relationships.
And kind of therapeutic, I think, in some way as they work through all that.
All right, well, that's going on in New York. But while that was going on, we had the premiere. New Jersey concluded with part 3 of the reunion. So let's take a look at this moment.
Was that in your book?
Did you meet your first husband when you were a stripper and he was still married?
No.
Yes.
No.
You know what? You could change your face, you could change your address, you could change your clothes, but you haven't changed your soul. You could change your name, but you're still that Beverly inside.
Wow. Okay, so Beverly is Danielle Staub's old name, by the way. Dave, what do you make of this moment? And about Margaret and Danielle's interaction overall here?
They have been at each other's throats pretty much all season. I think that this is the nail in the coffin of their friendship. I don't imagine these two are ever going to find their way back together. And especially with those really pointed digs at Danielle. You know, Danielle certainly has had a past, and we've explored a lot of that on the show. This is very tough to see, but honestly, she's hurt Margaret.
Sometimes you can tell when it's sort of a surfacey level type dig, but these, it was real deal, like it's all out there. It's really hurt, yeah. Sam, what stood out to you about part 3 of the reunion here?
You could tell in that clip that Andy Cohen was sort of like living for Margaret's digs. Like as she said everything, he kept going. His face was like moving, almost like a snake counting along with her digs. What stood out to me in that reunion was, it's like 2 things, I'd say, 2 big things. I was shocked that Melissa and Teresa got into it again. I predicted last week that Teresa would have a load off this week, especially after she kind of had her hot seat moment. And I think she did. I think she was nicer, but I really was shocked that, you know, that they went at each other. I think that it kind of came out of nowhere. I think that this is setting up a lot for next season as we see, you know, these sisters and sister-in-laws clashing. Yeah. The other thing, and I'm also curious to know, like, Dave's take on this, is like Teresa's surprising defense of Danielle. I mean, Margaret said you're defending the indefensible. Danielle, as we see here, Danielle gave Teresa a gift, which she thought was sort of weird. And it's like, I know the optics of like Teresa flipped a table on her, and you know, I want the public to know that we can make good and make a hug. I get that, but it's so strange to me. It's like, what does she have over her?
Dave, what's your take?
It's not an over her situation. I think with Teresa, it's very simple. She likes when people have her back. Danielle has been incredibly loyal. Danielle recognizes where her bread is buttered. You know what I'm saying? So Danielle's been really on Team Teresa.
It's so Housewives to give an expensive gift. Like,
I know.
That's how they make them.
I mainly love the other women's reaction. Oh, there's Andy. Wait, Sam, we missed your Andy Cohen impression. How was his head moving as she was doling out the digs? Can you give it to us?
He was going.
Andy Cohen, everybody, right here. Let's switch gears. Let's move on to the Real Housewives of Atlanta and this fourth wall breaking, cameraman taking moment. Watch.
At the end of the day, don't go. What happened? Get the out of my closet. Don't play with me, motherfucker. I will you up. Nene, stop this. Nene, calm down. She clipped it. She pregnant. Don't do that, mother. Don't. Let me go. Come on, let me go.
Take my mic. I don't want to shit. I want to steal. This is wild. Okay, so Dave, we knew this was coming from previews. Was this at all what we expected the fight was going to be about?
No, we really thought when we saw this clip that it was her fighting with someone else, not with production. But that's really what's happening, is she's fighting with production. The lesson to learn here is never mess with an OG. She did not want producers going anywhere near her closet. Candy and Portia both wanted to see what her closet was like, and she knew once they walked in there, the cameraman was following, and she lost
absolutely not
marbles. And listen, I get it. If you come over to my house and I tell you you can hang out here and you start snooping around, I would probably be upset too.
Yes, Sam, was Nene overreacting? What's your take on this?
It's interesting because, like, when you watch it, like, a sane person does think she was overreacting. But like Dave said, if I am on a reality show and I want you to film in my living room and my bedroom is a mess, even if I have nothing wrong, and a cameraman goes for there, I'm like starring on Hoarders all of a sudden, not Real Housewives. I would be so shook. I think this whole closet thing puts like new meaning to the word wardrobe malfunction. It was really a shock. And the thing, it was shocking.
I relate to that as well.
And
All my junks in one
I
room.
don't think she was overreacting.
All right, so let's move on to the Real Housewives of Puppygate. We're talking Beverly Hills. Take a look at this moment from what else? A very dramatic dinner.
Why would somebody do that to two good
I don't
people?
have that answer. I don't have
Well,
that
then
answer.
why is it okay?
I don't have to answer for her. You are friends with her. I'm not responsible for Lisa Vanderpump's actions. I'm just saying that I know this about her and I love her and she's my friend. And now what do I do?
Well, exactly. That's what we need to talk about. Now, what do you do? What do we do?
We have good sides. We have bad sides. That's a bad side she has, and she will never admit it.
It's a different show, different issues, same drama. Sam, what's your takeaway here?
Maybe I'm a monster, but when I saw this, I got like a thrill and like a chill up my spine. I lived for this episode, but this scene in particular. I think this is my theory. Because we've been wondering, people are getting a little tired of Puppygate, but it's still great. I think this season is gonna flip on this moment. I think that we saw that Kyle and Lisa argued, at the very premiere, and we said 2 months earlier. I think this moment is the beginning of why Kyle and Lisa are gonna fight. I think we're seeing Kyle's involvement. I think that it is a really tough place for her, and I think that she's feeling the attack and the pressure from the other woman to finally speak up. And I think deep down, Kyle has always felt this way. But again, optics, she didn't want to come off looking like a bully. And I think this is it. I think it's all turning from here.
And Teddy Mellencamp told us that there are going to be other storylines besides Puppygate. Dave, did you also get a tingle up your spine from the dinner?
Yeah, listen, that was a really intense dinner, like most dinners are. But the thing that I took away from it the most was that Denise Richards is living her best life on this show. She was sitting there being like, I don't know why everyone's fighting. I'm just going to enjoy this drink. Like, she is the reason I am watching Beverly Hills right now. All of this drama is happening around her, and she's like, I don't really know. At one point, she was like, what are they talking about?
Like the
What's
perfect
going
position
on?
to be in.
If you can allow that
All right, let's talk about the text shown in the episode. We saw Teddy showing text to the women, Ken showing text to Lisa. Dave, did
in massive printouts.
Yeah, really big printouts. Did either of them sway you one way or the other?
The only thing that I took away from all of this is there is a lot more to this story than we are really seeing. And I think we're going to find out so much more information in the next couple of weeks. I feel as though those full text messages are going to be sent everywhere on social media, on Instagram, Twitter. Like, we need to be really thinking 360 in this show.
And as I mentioned, Teddy Mellencamp, one of the other things she mentioned to us when she was in earlier this week was that she can't wait for more of it to come out. She wants to respond to everything right now and clear it all up, but she can't clear it all up. So there's definitely more. We're waiting for that. Dave, Sam, thank you both so much for being here, for breaking down all the drama with us. There was a lot of it. New Jersey is over for the season, but if you want to follow along with the rest of the Housewives, there's plenty more. You can watch Atlanta Sundays at 8, Beverly Hills Tuesdays at 9, New York City Wednesdays at 9. It's all on Bravo. All right,
we're taking one last look at our People poll. We've been asking about your favorite role from Chiwetel Ejiofor in honor of his appearance on this week's episode of Couch Surfing. So
here are the results. 12 Years a Slave, still
surprising. Yeah, I agree. That's my vote.
All right, we'll be back with another question of the day tomorrow. You can tune in for that. And coming up tomorrow as well, it's International Women's Day. Woo! Bellamy Young is helping us celebrate. We'll chat about her volunteer work, her life after Scandal, and a lot more. Lots of projects going on.
Plus, Emmy Award-winning actress Alfre Woodard has a new Netflix movie, Juanita. She and co-star Adam Beach will be here to fill us in on that, so tune in. Thanks for watching. For now, we leave you with one last thing from Rob Thomas. Bye.
Bye, guys.
Hey guys, I'm Rob Thomas. This is one last thing. So the last song that was stuck in my head, it's not because I'm a total narcissist, but I am. It was my song. My new single, because I've been listening to it so much in the process of trying to promote it. The last show that I binge watched is I'm in the middle of The Umbrella Academy right now on Netflix.
Yay, sisters. Yay, sisters.
And also a show called Patriot on Amazon.
Just getting ready to jump off something.
Both of those I highly recommend. And the last concert I attended was probably Butch Walker at Irving Plaza. And it was phenomenal.